you the tips on what you need to know to beat the crowds and stay safe as you head out the door.
We are getting information as Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour makes stops in the DMV. We're inside Studio Air in Fort Washington this morning, where they've choreographed some amazing line dances to songs off the album. So if you want to get a little two-step in before you head out to the show, stick around. We're going to have their dance and more about the studio coming up.
All right, now we have another hot day ahead in the DMV, but the good news is that it won't be as humid. Meteorologist Mary Marshall is tracking what else is in store for today and your holiday weekend. Thank you very much for sticking with us on air and on WUSA 9. Plus, we're getting a nice stretch of sun just in time for the holiday weekend. So let's get over to Mary Marshall right now for more on this beautiful weather that we have this morning. I saw those fans and I said, that would come in handy.
It really would, especially later today when we see those temperatures nearing 90. But the good news is, Wisdom, we don't have that humidity, so it doesn't feel as sticky outside. All right, let's talk about what we're seeing right now. 83 degrees in D.C. already. Slowly, those temperatures are climbing. 80 at Dallas, 81 in Leesburg. We're up to 92 in the district today. 89 Gainesville, right around 89 in Frederick today under an abundance of sunshine. Just look at this. I'm hard pressed to even find a cloud out there. By noon, 89, still upper 80s by 2 p.m., 88 by 4 o'clock, and right around 88 by 6 o'clock this evening with plenty of sun. For the 4th of July, not as humid, 86 to 91 degrees and clear skies for the fireworks that night, 73 to 79. It's going to feel real comfortable out there as you enjoy the fireworks if you are heading out. On your 7-day forecast, you're noticing this stretch of 90s and upper 80s sticks around throughout the next 5 days. We do have a chance for showers and storms Monday and Tuesday, but after that, we've got a drop in temperatures on the way.
All right, we have some breaking news from overnight. Police in Greenbelt are investigating a hit and run. They say a man was seriously hurt in that crash last night on Route 193 near the intersection of the Greenway Shopping Center. No word yet on the driver involved. Overnight, traffic was being diverted in that area. We reached out to police for an update, and we will let you know when we hear back. Meanwhile, this morning, the travel rush is on for millions who are expected to hit the road for the 4th of July. Some good news for drivers, though, this year is that the price of summer holiday gas hasn't been this cheap since 2021. According to Gas Buddy, prices are averaging between $3.10 and $3.15 per gallon nationally. That's down from $3.49 a gallon last year. And as we take a live look at the bridge right now, the Bay Bridge, traffic not too bad right now. Our Jess Arnold has been out on the roads in Eco 9 this morning with more on what you need to know if you're driving this holiday weekend.
Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but if you are leaving anytime today, you're probably going to hit some traffic. I want to give you a look at these roads. You can see we are heading westbound on 495, and it is just bumper to bumper traffic here already in the morning. Now, that is expected to last throughout the day until the nighttime. So if you are trying to avoid these crowds on the roads, the Maryland Transportation Authority suggests that you wait until the evening. If you're heading westbound, they suggest leaving after 6. Eastbound, waiting even longer and heading out the door around 8 o'clock at night. And these roads, they're going to continue to get busy here. AAA is projecting 1.3 million more people than last year will be on the roads this Independence Day holiday, which is going to amount to the highest volume on record. We also want to make sure you're safe while you're on these roads. Please plan ahead when you are out partying tomorrow and through the weekend. Do not drive after drinking. Maryland State Police said that impaired drivers have killed nearly 800 people on Maryland roads in the last 5 years, and they've injured thousands of others. One of these drivers hit and injured Trooper Ashley Deems earlier this year during a traffic stop.
As you head out this weekend and celebrate with your family and friends, I hope you not only recall my story, but the hundreds who have lost their lives over the years who are not able to tell theirs. And most importantly, if you see myself or any other law enforcement personnel on the side of the road, please move over and give us space to work.
AAA also recommends making sure your car is up to date on maintenance before you head out the door. They said last July 4th week, get this, they responded to nearly 700,000 emergency roadside calls for issues like dead batteries, flat tires, people running out of gas. I want to show you again what we're seeing in terms of the traffic. You do not want to be driving out here without a full tank of gas because you do not know how long you're going to be sitting in this traffic on these roads. Now, AAA is also recommending you pack an emergency kit just in case. You never know if you're going to be one of those emergency calls for help, but they suggest having things like a cell phone charger, some water and snacks, some jumper cables, maybe a blanket, just anything that you think you would need if you're going to be stranded somewhere. It's always a good idea to have that in the car. So make sure you're planning ahead before you head out the door, but it probably is going to be a very, very busy travel experience as you're heading out the door and on your vacation for this Independence Day weekend. From Eco 9, Jess Arnold, WUSA 9.
9:33 is the time right now. All new this hour, we have an update on the soon-to-be vacant Six Flags. That site in Prince George's County. Councilmember Blegay tells WUSA 9 it will officially go up for sale next month, and she's here to give us more details on what's next for the site and to discuss some opportunities that might be on the table for the county. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for spending time with us this morning. So you've been talking about this the last time we talked to you when this first came out.
Right.
You were heading to Vegas to work out some deals. Where do things stand right now?
Well, we have been lucky to have a lot of interest. When when this first started, I didn't really know whether people were going to have interest. We had people calling, but the truth is the concepts that have come to us have been amazing. The Six Flags site is 500 acres. So what you realize is that the actual site of Six Flags, only 150 of those acres.
Right.
So what we're looking at is someone that's going to develop the entire thing.
So you want them to come in and get all of it?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. And what we want to create is a world almost like National Harbor, but with a different twist to it. Because
Right.
that's the water, right? But we can get entertainment there. So what we've talked to, we have had some exciting ideas. People have come in with investors talking about bringing AI amusement park, resorts, just like different concepts of film. And entertainment.
Right.
So we've gotten them of those, and that falls in line with what we were thinking. What we did not want, and what I've been clear about, is that we were not interested in any type of housing development. We have plenty of space, and I know some people said, well, we can have a senior community. We have a senior community there right across the street,
Right.
Cameron Grove. We have another senior community coming up around the corner. We have a lot of space that we can do housing. For that one, we want something regionally amusement park. So we were actually concerned of what Six Flags was thinking, because much like everyone else, they got an agent, CBRE, and there was some information that they put out there that could have indicated that you can do anything from housing to data centers.
Right.
And we said, wait a minute.
Right. Because it's kind of a regular sale,
Right.
but it still has to be, because it's zoned a certain way, it still has to go through you
Right.
guys for it to move forward.
Change. Right. So if you want to do housing there, you're going to have to do some rezoning. If you want to do a data center, you're going to have to do rezoning. Industrial zone, you're going to have to do rezoning. All of that comes through us. So when we met with Six Flags, the great thing about it is that they were in line. And that's now this is the risk. They say they're in line. We'll see what happens next month.
Right.
But what they told us is that we told them we want a park amusement entertainment. We want almost a whole city, like a National Harbor or something, but something that has an attraction, to really bring back the attraction of what we're losing with Six Flags, but more, because Six Flags was only used a couple months of the year.
Right.
So what we want, something that we can have year round that will bring the economic tax dollars that we need.
Right.
So they understood that, and frankly, I know we were heading to Vegas, and I thought at first Vegas would be a good fit, but the truth is, Vegas is more for retail shopping centers. So when we got there, we had some people that brought some ideas, but the reality is that we're looking for big investors.
Right.
And those people came to my office. So
Right.
they have come with concepts. They want to know what we want to see, and that they're going to put a team together that can look at buying the whole thing. Now, the risk is it's a private sale.
Right.
And Six Flags is going to put it up for sale, could do a call out of sale in August. So that's what they let us know. Now, what we said is that we're sending people that we're talking to them to say, please seriously consider these people, but they will be going with the best bid.
Right.
And that is a risk,
Right.
because that's a private sale, and everyone that does the private sale with them has to sign an NDA. So we really don't know. Once they go in that NDA, we can't talk to the person.
Right. Now, on the downside of that, if they sign this NDA, and because you don't control that part of it, how does that play out? How would that potentially play out?
So it looks like Six Flags is going to pick the best offers and then start negotiating with them. At that point, what we did ask is that they would send the people our way so we can see what they're looking at. Because again, the risk that we have here with the private sale, people don't understand. you know, they were saying, oh, you know, maybe the county can come together and all this stuff. The reality is the county does not own the land. Six Flags own the land. So what Six Flags is doing is going to negotiate with people to actually see what their proposals are and also what money they're putting on table. But what we ask them is that put concept over money. You know, obviously it should line up, but we don't want to deal with someone. And I said, I would put it out there to your buyers. If they come with something that doesn't fit the plan, we're gonna give them a hard time.
Right.
And we've done that in other places. Other people have to come back and say, what do you guys want? Because we want to get out of court. And
right.
To be honest, if you're going to be against what is best for the county, then you might have to go to court.
Right.
So we told them, you don't want your people to waste money. So
right.
Tell them to come our way.
Talk first.
Right. Before they do. So they said that they can do that. And so we do think that, but what we are sure of, the people that are coming are very competitive and they do have investors lined up. So what we're looking at is something that we do. I feel now more comfortable to let people know.
Right.
We will be looking at some sort of entertainment, amusement park / film there, and even sports has come up. But it's going to be something that has an entertainment value to it, and we feel more sure of that knowing some of the people who have interest.
Right. All right. Before I let you go, I got to talk about what's going on with this whole FBI building, because I know that it's supposed to go to Maryland. The rules say it's going to Maryland, but now we're hearing from the Trump administration, nope, it's going to stay here in D.C. That's a big to-do. Where do you stand on this?
We're going to fight. That it is supposed to be in Prince George's County. It was slated to be in Prince George's County. We won the fight for it to be in Prince George's County, and when we talk with our governor, we're gonna fight. I mean, it's not over. So people said it's not over. Okay. And we feel it's unfortunate that the Trump administration is not keeping in line with what has already been legally given to us. But we're going to fight, and this fight is not over.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I know it's early in the morning. I know you always have a lot of work to do, so we appreciate you coming in and talking about those very important topics. Keep us updated as we move along.
Will do.
Thank you. All right. We want to talk weather now and get over to Miri.
Well, Wisdom, I've got good news over here. A nice stretch of good weather heading our way, including for the 4th of July holiday and weekend. We'll talk about when we'll see a temperature drop coming up.